So thanks everyone for joining us today for our next edition of the Sisense Success Series. My name is Preston. I am the Senior Marketing, Customer Marketing Manager here at Sisense. If you're new to the Success Series, it is our brand new customer webinar meant to help you get the most out of Sisense. So they're short and tight, but the hope is that you'll leave with a very actionable insight after the Success Series. So I'm your host. I'm also joined by Emily Dusing. If Emily, do you want to just introduce yourself? She's a team lead on our customer success side.
Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. My name is Emily Dusing, and I am the team lead for our digital success team. So nice to meet you all.
Awesome. So we are going to go ahead and move things on. I see Danielle, who's also on our digital CS team, hopping on. So Danielle, you want to say what's up as well?
Hey everybody, thanks for joining.
Awesome. So myself, Emily, and Danielle will be in the chat monitoring the Q&A. But before we get started, Rick, if you can go to the next slide, I just have some housekeeping items to go over. So first and foremost, we are going to have a live Q&A at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions throughout, we're going to save them to the end. Myself, Emily, and Danielle will take a peek at the Q&A section. So if you go at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a Q&A portion of your Zoom window. There you can drop any questions that you have, and we'll make sure to either answer it live or during the webinar in that Q&A chat. So keep an eye on there. Next thing is that obviously, as promised, we have things recorded. So no need to take frivolous notes and write things down. We'll make sure to send the recording to you after the presentation. And lastly, today is all about the Academy. So please make sure to visit the Academy after. We'll have a lot of tips throughout of how to navigate that. But until then, it is going to be the place to go. So Rick, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic off to you. Me, Emily, Danielle will go off camera and go ahead and steal the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for everybody that is joining today. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. We're excited to be here today to share with you a little bit about Sisense Academy. Now, hopefully many of you have already visited the Academy, but today's session, we're really going to go over a high level and talk about what you'll find in the Academy and how to get started with it. In way of introduction, I wanted to first introduce myself. My name is Rick Dano, and I am the Senior Learning and Development Manager here at Sisense. And some of the things that you'll see I'm in charge of have to deal with the Academy strategy and execution, which we're currently going through some really exciting changes that we'll share with you towards the end of today's call. I'm also the one who handles a lot of the internal and external communications, much of the Academy engagement, and again, the planning and execution. So many of the things that you'll see coming in the future. Also on the team is E.R. Schwartz-Gabe, and she is a learning and development manager here at Sisense. So she is in charge of content strategy, creation, and management. So a lot of the courses that you'll see within our Academy are a direct result of her working with our SMEs to get those stood up and built. She also handles a lot of the administrative support and operational support, and she also handles much of our technical team enablement. So to kind of give you an introduction in way of face to name. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is just our mission statement as it comes to the Academy, because the Academy is a critical piece, whether you're a brand new customer to Sisense or you're one that's been with us for a long time. Our mission is to truly empower you so you can realize the full potential of our innovative platform here at Sisense. We want to give you the latest and greatest information so that you can feel enabled. But you can also at the same time maybe think about the platform in ways that you weren't thinking of before and help you to evolve your business even further. So that really is our mission statement here. With that, I do want to pop us out of the slides for a moment because most of today's session is going to be a demonstration for you. So let me open up a couple of tabs here, and then I will go complete full screen here in just a moment. For those of you who maybe have never been to our Academy and you've never signed up, what I would encourage you to do is to head on over to academy.sisense.com. The first thing I'll mention is this is open to anyone and everyone. So you do not have to be the Sisense customer to access our academy. Once you've landed at academy.sisense.com, you're going to see in the upper right-hand corner a sign-in link. Go ahead and click on that, and that is going to take you to the following page that you see here. From here, you'll want to click on where it says sign up, fill in your information, put in a password, and click sign up. And that's all there is to it. At that point, you'll be granted access to our Sisense Academy that you see right here. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So let me maximize this just a little bit further. And here we go. So this is Sisense Academy. And the first thing that I would draw your attention to after you've created an account is your profile. And we'll get into the content here of what you'll find in the Academy and how to leverage it, and even where to begin if you're just looking at this and saying, where should I start? The first thing I want to draw your attention to is your profile icon. It's up in the upper right-hand corner here. And in my instance, I have a photo. If you've never set this, it's going to be blank, but you'll want to click on that and choose My Profile. Now, when you do that, this is where you're going to be able to update your first and last name, your email. You can change your password here, and you can also upload your photo right here. So you can update it. You can put new photos in there, whatever you'd like. We'll go ahead and click on the Sisense logo in the upper left-hand corner, and that's going to take us back to the front page. And here's what I want to talk a little bit about what your experience will be like and even where you can get started. And don't worry, because at the end of today's presentation, we've got a takeaway for you that'll also have hot links to courses based on your role, because that's what we've really tried to do here within the Academy is we're starting to build out role-based learning, and you'll see it here, and it's going to evolve over time. So you'll see a welcome to Sisense tile. You'll see if you're an administrator, you're going to want to click on that, and that's where you'll get started. If you're a data designer, we've got one for you. Dashboard designers, viewers, educational webinars. So any webinars that we've had that maybe you've missed, you can click on that and see all of that. But let's go ahead and say you're a dashboard viewer. I want to show you what this experience is going to look like. So we'll click on dashboard viewers here. And the first thing you'll notice is you're going to get some information about what this course is. You'll see the content type. We've got on demand. There's multiple lessons here. Are there prerequisites for it? You'll get a description of it. We'll also talk about who should take this course. So in this instance, it's designers and end users. And we also give the course duration here, so we can speak to how long this course is going to be. At that point, you can see the curriculum on the right, and this is a preview. And to get started, you're simply going to click on that Get Started button. Once you do that, this is going to register you into this course, and you'll be able to start it. Now, you'll see we've got different sections for this, so you can expand or hide them as you see fit. And icons will give you a brief idea about what type of lesson that is. So you can hover over it to see this is a video lesson. As we get here, this is a text lesson. You can see this is a PDF. And there'll be quizzes for some of these mixed in as well. Clicking on Start will take you directly into that first lesson, and you can hit play to begin. So as you notice, if we take it back one step here, it'll leave a check mark to where you're currently at. So as you go through, you'll know, okay, this is where I need to continue, and this is what I have left to go. And so you'll work your way all the way down from top to bottom. Now I see that ER has joined us here, so I want to give her an opportunity. I know I introduced her at the top end of the call, but ER, I'd love for you to be able to introduce yourself personally here.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for jumping in late. I had a very annoying technical issue. So my name is Yara Schwartz-Gabay, and I'm a Learning and Development Manager. at Sisense. Currently focusing on, and we're going to talk about this in a few minutes, on refreshing of all of our customer-facing content.
So we were going through the dashboard viewer course as an example, showing all of our attendees here what a traditional and what a typical experience would be like when you register. One of the things that I'll mention here is if we go back to the home page, you're going to notice that this now has changed and we've got a little ribbon over your course. So you'll be able to see here that, hey, I am registered for this. So it kind of leaves a little bookmark for you. So at quick glance, you can see what you're registered in. Now, if I completed that course, this is going to change and it's going to say completed. So that'll be my symbol to me that I have completed it. But I'll let you take over here.
Okay, so as you can see in our main landing page here in the Academy, we see different types of courses that we can take. And I think that the most important thing that we need to remember is that we build the content at a role-based principle, which means if, for example, I'm a data designer, when I first enter the Academy, it is recommended to start with the Welcome to Sisense. Rick, if you can put the mark on Welcome to Sisense course, where we'll have general explanation about Sisense Academy and Sisense in general, but then go to the role-based learning path. So again, if I'm a data designer, I will then go to the data designer learning path. All of the courses are open for everyone. So if you want to explore, if you want to have a look at the administrator or at the dashboard designer, that's amazing. But it's important to start from our own role, to stay focused on that and then explore.
And this is an example of what I was mentioning about how our ribbons will change. So as you complete, you can see that this is a course that I have completed. It's pretty self-explanatory insofar as the nature of how you navigate. Before I go into showing certificates and things like that, was there anything else you wanted to add on the top end?
No, I think that's it. Like you said, it's self-explanatory.
Now, one of the other things before I show you a few other things here is I want to call your attention to our top of the screen above the big banner that says Welcome to Sisense Academy. You're also going to find some hot links here. We partner with our community. So if you've never engaged with the community, I would encourage you to do so. You can click on this link here that'll take you directly to it. We also have links to our product documentation page, as well as a developer page and webinars. We also have a link to all courses. So I won't go into detail on this call, but if you wanted to get into the weeds and kind of see an unfiltered look at every single course that we offer today in the Academy, that's where you're going to click, and it will actually pull everything up. You can filter by category. You can use the search field and type in what you're looking for. That search field is also going to be available and remain constant throughout all pages on our Academy. So you can use that, but that's one way that you can see everything. Now, what I do want to call out is I'm going to take us back to our profile, because as we spoke about, it is driven by your role. So administrators start there, data designers start there. If you're a viewer, start there, right there. But you can feel free to pick and choose and explore as you see fit. Now, if I click on my profile and I choose that option, you're going to see all of the learning paths as well as course registrations that I personally am enrolled in, am currently working on, or have completed. Now, some of our courses have certificates assigned to them. Not all, but some of them do. And so if you complete them, you will get a certificate of completion. So as we take a look at this, you'll see example, Welcome to Sisense. 2 out of 9 lessons are completed. So I have a ways to go there. But you'll also see some other courses that maybe don't have a certificate, such as these ones down here using the customer portal for Sisense support. I've completed it and it gives me the date that I completed it on. You'll also notice a receive notifications check mark. If you put a check mark in that box and there are changes such as new content to that course, or let's say a certificate was assigned, such as on this data designer that I completed and received a certificate for, if changes are made to that course, you will be notified. You'll be notified by the email that you have placed in your profile. Now, as I mentioned, for certificates here, you can view and download them. So with the data designer course, I can click on view certificate, and it's going to pull that up, and you'll see this. There's a QR code to verify the certificate. You can download it as well. And the other cool thing here is that you can also add it to your LinkedIn profile if you'd like. So when you complete courses that have certificates attached to them, you would click that button. It'll take you to LinkedIn. You'll be asked to authenticate with your LinkedIn account, and then it will create a post. I think we've all seen that before on LinkedIn where someone says, I just completed my certification on such and such. This is the same idea with this one. So it's a great way to share your learning achievements with others on your professional social network. All right. So that is a high-level overview of the Academy. What I wanted to do now is take us back to our slide deck, and we've got a few final things that I want to mention here. So as we discussed, role-based learning paths is how we've built this. And this is your takeaway. You will receive this slide at the conclusion of today's webinar. And these are all hot links. So this is pretty much the same thing you're going to see that we just showed you in the Academy. But if you prefer, you can use this slide as a jumping off point based on your role and just click into each one of these hot links to take these courses. Now, I will mention, and this is kind of the sneak peek I'm going to give all of you on the call, we are going through a major upgrade to our content on Sisense Academy. So what does that mean? Well, as we take a look at each one of these buckets, we are in the process of not only updating, but creating new content for every single one of them. And the first one you're going to see is before this US Christmas holiday season, you will see about 30 new courses added to the data designer bucket. And then as we move into 2025, we'll be doing the same for every other bucket. And you might see some things shift around a little bit, terminology and whatnot. But the bottom line here is that we're working hard to make sure that all of the learning experiences that you have here on the Academy excel and really give you what you need to not only be successful, but to take it to the next level. So again, be on the lookout for that. Data designer will get about 30 new courses as we approach this holiday here in December. And then soon thereafter, as we go into 2025, you're going to see many more courses added under each additional role. All right. So with that, I think that just about covers it. Preston, I'll hand it back over to you. I'd like to thank each and every one of you that have been on the call.
That was awesome, Rick. Thank you so much for hopping in and showing us a sneak peek, really 101 of the Academy. When you gave the news of the new courses, I almost wanted to get some sound effects going or whatever, because that's huge news. Just a lot of new content coming in. I just love the fact that we're getting more visibility and eyes on the Academy, not only for users, but even for internal enablement, for people that might just be viewers of the dashboard. The fact that you and I have done work to make sure that folks are in there and have something to share with their team to enable them. So I'll give it a couple moments here to see if anyone has any extra questions to pop in. But the first one that comes to mind that I want to pose to either yourself or IR is knowing that we have new courses coming, courses for different personas of people that use Sisense. If people wanted to request or had a recommendation of a course they wanted to see, what would be the best spot for them to request or
that is a fantastic question. So the preferred method is through our community. And the reason for that is our community has the ability to have people also jump in and say things like, so if somebody said, hey, I'd love content in the Academy on this particular subject, we can gauge it much better than just an email coming in, because the community then jumps in and says, yeah, me too, or yeah, I'd love this as well. And so it helps us to gauge what we should focus on first. So that would be my request to everybody on the call.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the community has really been a hotspot for our team, especially our customer facing folks that really are here to service and help customers get more out of Sisense, to be that spot to really give us direction on what you want. And a lot of our first two topics, especially on the success series, were driven by customer requests and asks and things we've heard from our CSMs that customers want more of. So on top of the community being your best spot to submit requests and suggestions for product updates or requests for different academy courses. I'm also going to as a post webinar email. I'm also going to send a survey for the success series and want to hear your opinion about potential topics you'll want to hear in the future as well. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds here.
One other thing while we wait, I'd love to also add, because I don't want it to get lost on the call, is that when we talk about the content that is being created, especially with this big push of about 30 courses that's going to launch within the next week or so here, this is a real big team effort. So we work with our subject matter experts on our technical teams to get this content really dialed in. So just so you know, it's not myself and ER just creating this stuff. We're leveraging our technical teams here. They're really helping us to drive accurate content for all of you. So
awesome. Cool. Well, with that being said, Rick, I think that's a great place to kind of summarize and close things off with the Success Series today. So thank you everyone for taking the time to join us. Again, this is going to be an ongoing series for our customers exclusively. So keep an eye on the lookout for the next one. In the post email, along with the recording and the slides, which have some hot links so you can get started with your Academy education if you haven't already. We're also going to have a place where you can potentially suggest topics for future Success Series. So we want to make sure that moving forward, this webinar is driven by customers, and everything that we're providing out there are things that you want to hear. So thank you so much for your time again. Thank you, IR, Rick, for taking the time to walk us through the Academy, and hopefully you'll join us in a future one.
Thanks so much. Sure, applause.
Thank you.
That's the sound effect I wanted to hear.
Got it.
Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.